Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stream. So good to see all of you here tonight in the stream. Thanks for being here, and I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to see everyone here. I know we were live yesterday, and I said, we're not going to be live tonight. We're going to take the night off, and that changed a little bit because we decided I wanted to go live. So I rested a little bit. I guess you could say yesterday when I was talking, I was a little bit tired, and I rested a little bit, and now I feel like I want to go live and talk. So thank you all for being here and being a part of the stream tonight. We're at home. We're back at home after the big long stream yesterday, which we will talk a lot about. But back home. You know what, it's kind of funny, after all this time that we've been doing, the home streams and everything, we've gotten used to being home, and this idea now, after being at Springs all day yesterday, it feels good to be back at home, sitting here talking to you. I enjoy so much the walking around the parks and around Disney, and bringing that to all of you. But this sitting at home now, this kind of feels good. I'm not gonna get used to it though, I can promise you that. But welcome to the stream, everybody. So good to see you here. It is so good to see everyone here in the chat. Just kind of going down the list here a little bit. JL, Michelle, Rebecca, David, Finn, Pittsburgh Disney fan, Casme, Annette, Isaac, Donna, Sandy, Karen, Marshmallow Man's here, Rob, Sean Rogers, good to see you. Disney Princess in Training, Happy Hopper, Tiki, Shannon, David, Leslie, Timothy, Mark, so good to see you, Mark. Thanks for being here. Jeffrey, Rob, Becky, and Nola, welcome. Good to see our good friend Steve from Steve's World is here, and Super Fluffy Yeti. I love that username. I love it very much. Thanks for being here. Todd, Jake is here. Good to see you, Jake. And Dina, Thomas, Kristen, Jersey Mike, Russell, Katie, Maureen, welcome. Todd, Enchanting Nana, so good to see you. Lori, Mark is here. Ellen, Sarah, Cory's mom. Hello, Mom. I love you too. Welcome. John, Timothy, Brad. All right, my eyes are starting to get blurry. It's so good to see all of you, and I'm excited to be back here again tonight. It's Thursday night. How do we not go live? It's Thursday night. So thank you for being here. Really quick in the chat, if you are new to the channel, we had a really awesome day yesterday. Going on 500. Crazy to say, almost 500 new subscribers yesterday to the channel. So a really awesome day for growth here on the channel. Zippity Doodad, welcome to the stream. Good to see you, buddy. So if you are new as of yesterday, if you just subscribed to the channel yesterday, please put a big thumbs up in the chat, because I want to see everyone here that might be new to the chat. So really excited, and I love seeing growth. I love seeing new people join the channel and join our family here, and enjoy the parks with us, and enjoy Disney, and just kind of be part of this community. So if you are here because of yesterday, please give us a big thumbs up in the chat, and let us know. But I'm just so excited to be back here. There's going to be thunderstorms tonight. Yes, there actually have been some rolls of thunder already. Lindsay, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for subscribing yesterday. We really appreciate that. It's awesome to have you join us. We're really happy to have you here with us. Ashley too. Awesome. Well, guys, I guess we have to talk about, first things first, we got to talk about where's the stream, right? The stream from yesterday. Steve's World with a $5 super chat that says, thank you, brother, for bringing back the magic yesterday. We all appreciate everything you did for us yesterday. Love you, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Appreciate that, Steve. And everyone, go check out our friend Steve's World. He has a fantastic channel, and he is such a big part of this channel too, and such a big supporter of the community. So go check out Steve. First stream I watched was yesterday. Andrew, thank you so much. Just subbed. Can't wait to see more content. Want to be a Mouseketeer. Thank you. We appreciate that. Leanne, so many new people here to the channel. We really appreciate you. So guys, yes, really quick, if you are new here and you're not subscribed yet, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then also make sure to hit that thumbs up. It helps us out so much. I forget to say it all the time when we're streaming at home, but hit the thumbs up. It'll help us out a lot. And let's go ahead and talk about yesterday's stream, because some of you are probably wondering, like, where is the stream from yesterday? What happened to it? All of that. I know it's been kind of weird, and people have been like, what happened? It just disappeared out of thin air. It was a long stream, 6 hours we spent streaming, which will be to our demise once you hear the story. But those of you who did catch the stream and watched it, you know that at some point we were sitting inside of Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill in Disney Springs, and there was a lot of music playing. This wasn't Disney music. This was like pop music. A lot of it kind of oldie stuff, and including a song by Fleetwood Mac, which I don't know. I've grown to not like Fleetwood Mac over the last 24 hours. Donna, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat that says you did a great job yesterday, Cory, but you always do an excellent job with everything you do. Here's my weekly shout out to your perfect hair. Love and miss you very much. Thank you, Donna, so much for that. Thank you for the support, and we can't wait to see you again. Magic Patrick with a $5 super chat that said, awesome job yesterday. Great seeing people back on property. Thanks for being there. You got it. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat and the support. I really appreciate that. So we're in Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill and having pizza, just minding our own business. I'm talking over all the music, but it's there. It's in the background. With live streaming, guys, copyright claims are common. We get them all the time. On YouTube, there's a distinct difference between a copyright claim and a copyright strike. Strikes are bad. You don't want to hear anything about strikes for your channel. Copyright claims are oftentimes not as big of a deal. Live streaming, it's really hard to avoid them sometimes, because I can't control the music and the sound. Of course, if I'm in an environment where it's loud music, it's really loud, and it's a song that's like a popular pop culture song, I'll get out of the area if I can. But sometimes you can't help it. I mean, there's copyrighted material in Happily Ever After, all of that, and you deal with it, you know. And what usually happens, thank you so much, David, for the $5 super chat that says you did an awesome job, Cory, on your stream, very entertaining. We really appreciate that, David. Thank you so much. That sausage pizza was amazing. It really was. Happy Hopper. And so what usually happens with copyright is you get the claim on the video, and most of the time you don't have to do anything. It just means that if you have a monetization turned on the video, all of the ad revenue from that point forward goes to the copyright holder of the music, or they oftentimes will take a portion of that ad revenue, which again is something that you just deal with as a live streamer. As a vlogger, you have more control over it. You pick music to use in your videos that you own a copyright license for and all of that. But with the live streaming, you get it gets on there, so it takes away some of the monetization of ad revenue, or even all of it, which again is just something you deal with. But very rarely, every once in a while, you get a copyright claim that basically the owner of the music, the production company that owns the music, does not license it or have any deal with YouTube. So they don't want the music on YouTube. In the case of the Fleetwood Mac song in Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill that YouTube picked up on, they do not want that song on YouTube. And because of that, once that copyright claim was made, it actually blocked the video. So, again, long story short, I know it's a long story, but I want you guys to understand this, because going forward, we're going to change one major thing, but also it's just good to kind of understand how this works. I think it's interesting. I hope you guys do. Even if it blocks the video like it does, there are avenues and ways to remedy the situation. And the way that we normally would do that is that YouTube gives you basically some options for what do you want to do with this copyright claim. So the video's over, the stream's over, I get an email from YouTube. YouTube goes, hey, you got a copyright claim. It's enough that it's actually they actually pulled it down. It's actually blocked from YouTube at that point. What do you want to do? And they give you some options, and the options are, mute that segment, which in this case was like a 2.5 minute segment of music. It's the only one that it picked up on out of all of the songs that kind of played in the background there. This was the one that it picked up on. It gives you a way to mute it, so you can just hit the mute button and YouTube re-renders the stream and it's muted on that little spot and you're good to go. The other option is that you can choose to just remove that piece altogether. So YouTube again will re-render it. When you guys watch it back, once it got to that little spot, it would just kind of click right past you. You would never know that it was even there. That's what would happen, right? Those options were not there for me yesterday at about 6:45 when I got the email that said your video has been blocked, and I went in and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I want to quickly choose to remove it because and then you got to wait a little bit because YouTube processes it and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm going to do that quick to get it back up. The option isn't there. Amazingly, through partner support, because we are Google YouTube partners in the partner program, I was actually able to chat with someone last night. And so like after 7 o'clock last night, I'm chatting with someone on YouTube going, what are my options here? I'm not seeing the normal tools that would be available to me to get rid of this this chunk of music. I'm not saying that I own the copyright to this music, because I absolutely don't. I do think that there's some fair use arguments about it being in the background and me not purposely putting it in there and not being the focus of the video and all that kind of stuff. But the options weren't there to remove it. Long story short, I did not know this rule, but after I talked with them back and forth over chat, I found out that there is a stipulation to use those options, those tools. And the stipulation is, oh my gosh, the stream has to be under 6 hours long. It has to be under 6 hours. And we were about 2.5 minutes over 6 hours. So, there you go. That was like when he said it can't be over 6 hours, I looked at it and I was like, oh, and then I saw it was 6 hours, 2.5 minutes. And I said, oh, please, Mr. YouTube guy, is there any way that you will help me with some sort of like some sort of one time go in and just like, just like check the box to allow me to use those tools on this 6 hour and 2 minute video? And he said, no soup for you. And so then I was like, okay, well, that really stinks, right? YouTube has my video, the stream. It's not like I recorded it on my camera and I have a copy of it. So I asked could I download it, because I didn't have the option to download it. They actually told me last night I couldn't download it. I couldn't get a copy of it. Usually you can go back and download your streams. You can download any video that you've put onto YouTube after the fact. They told me because of this nature of that copyright claim that I couldn't even download my own video. Which again, last night, guys, I went to bed like, are you kidding me? I had such a fantastic time yesterday, and bringing all of you along and experiencing all of that, and the fact that it was just gone is it was not fun. But I kind of, you gotta kind of hold your head up and be like, you know what? There are a lot of you here tonight we just saw that wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the stream yesterday. New followers, new subscribers, and also all of you that were there got to experience it with us, and it was amazing. It was a very unique experience, something different, and something that I don't know that in our lifetimes we will experience that sort of morning maybe ever again in Disney Springs. So it was something really unique, and I want to talk all about our time there and what we thought about it. But while I'm bummed, it is it's a learning lesson for sure. I will never stream over 6 hours again. I can tell you that right now. I will never stream over 6 hours again. If I do, I would love to do, like all day streams and stuff. We will cut it off at 6 hours. There's also another rule that, they don't save your video over 12 hours for replay. So if you have a stream that's over 12 hours, it won't all be there for the replay. So you kind of got to cut off before the 12. But we will officially be cutting off at 6 hours. It's rare anyway that we would do a stream that long, but I felt yesterday was important to cover things the way that we did. So 6 hours will be the cutoff next time. So that's the story, guys. Woke up this morning and was given the ability by YouTube to download the video. So I now have a copy of the entire stream. The kicker is it's a 6-hour stream, so the download that they've given me is, the quality is just horrible. It's very compressed to the point where I don't feel like it's worth uploading and putting it out there. It's nice to have for myself because it's something that I can kind of relive and go back and see, but it is not. It's not worth the quality, or it's not worth putting up for the compressed quality that it is. So I hope that all of you that were there to enjoy and experience that with us yesterday had an amazing time. And tonight I want to talk about it. I want to talk about our experience going yesterday, what I think Disney did very, very well, and I also want to talk about not necessarily, I'm not going to say what Disney did wrong or did bad or should have done. I want to talk about where kind of the line is drawn between the measures that Disney puts in place, that any of these places, any of the theme parks put in place, and how much of them are hinged on the cooperation of the guests, and how much control Disney has of, and how much effort any organization would want to put into, or even be able to put into, to policing those type of rules. Because a lot of the things that I see that have been negatively coming out of yesterday have been about things that are not necessarily things that Disney has done wrong, but it's about the inability for everyone to follow the rules. And anyway, I want to get into some of that and talk through it because I think it's interesting. And after a 6-hour stream and walking around, if you guys were watching, we did not stop except for when we ate. I kind of felt like I needed to continuously move. I didn't know when some of you would be jumping in and out of the stream, and I felt like I needed to continually kind of move around and kind of capture the springs as a whole, kind of as I was moving around. So at any moment, if you jumped in, you got a feeling of what it was like being there. So poor Marshmallow Man, I will walk forever. And when I'm streaming, you kind of got this little streamer's high going on. Marshmallow Man was like, "Are we ever gonna stop?" And so so during that 6 hours, guys, I experienced a lot. There was a lot to see, to kind of take in, and yeah, I want to talk through what I experienced there, and again, what I thought went well, and just kind of talk about that day that is now will live in the YouTubes, lost forever in the YouTubes. And I appreciate all of you who are there, and I appreciate all of you being here tonight, guys. Again, smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. It helps us out so much, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because why not? And hit the notification button. But let's talk about it. So, you know, Disney announced. Well, this was the one of the funny things, was that Disney did not announce the opening time until like last minute. I think it was the night before, or the day before, that they decided, hey, we're gonna put it out there now, that they were going to be at 10 a.m. That it was going to be, I believe it was 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. were the hours. And I know everyone like myself that was planning on going had been watching, like, when is this announcement going to come? You know, what time is Disney going to open, and are we going to be able to go into to Disney Springs? I think that was smart on their part. This was kind of the first good move that I think this is very. Everything I think happens. These things are well thought out. I know that sometimes there might be decisions and things that happen that you go, man, that seems like that was done on a whim or wasn't very thought out and planned, and that may be the case sometimes. But what I'll say is that this not announcing the opening time way in advance is a very strategic move, right? It limits the amount of people who have made plans to be there at a specific time, and I think that is that's a really interesting way to do it, and a smart move on their end. The second thing that happened, and this is where I applaud them, because I know this was strategic and they did a great job with it, was once it was, okay, it's going to be 10 a.m., we know which garages are opening. The lime and the orange garage are opening, and we're going to be able to go and park there and go into Disney Springs at 10 a.m. Once that line is in the sand and they draw that, they know that people are going to get there early, right? Like we got there at 8:30 in the morning. Part of it too was that we weren't necessarily even thinking we could park. We just went driving down Hotel Plaza Boulevard, just to kind of see how things were set up. Is there like a line of cars of people waiting? Kind of how is that all set up? And when we came down Hotel Plaza Boulevard, because I was thinking, hey, we could just go get some coffee, you know, or something. If there's nothing going on, we'll just go somewhere else and get some coffee. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the $4.99 super chat that says, I was so busy working yesterday. I was really looking forward to watching the stream before bed last night. Your streams are the best. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that super chat. And I do apologize that wasn't available for you. And we'll make up for it. We really do. This is part of it, is I'm trying to make up for it here, but giving you some of the thoughts and observations from yesterday that I really didn't get to think about until, you know, later last night when I was kind of reflecting on it and throughout the day today. But thank you. We really appreciate that. But, you know, we drive past the lime garage. It's all coned off. We get up to the orange garage, and there's no cones. And Marshmallow Man's like, just like, pull in. And I was like, well, it's only 8:30 in the morning. What do you mean pull in? And he goes, there's no cone. So we just pulled in. We went, the first ground level had hardly any cars in it. Second level, where the pedestrian bridge is, or where they were going to be doing the check, the screening, the health screening, there were a few cars there, but I decided I'd go up to the third level. Again, being it was early, go up to the third level, see if there's anyone there. We can always take the escalator down the second level. So we go up to the third level, and no cars. We were the only car parked on the third level of the orange parking garage. And once we left that level, we still never saw anybody. We were completely alone. And this is 8:30 in the morning yesterday. So we decide, let's go ahead and take the escalator down to the second floor, where all of this is going on, where they're going to do the health screening, and just kind of get an idea. Because my thought from the beginning was, I don't want to be waiting in like a big crowd of people to get in. So what I really wanted to do was go down and just see if there was a crowd gathering. If so, maybe we'd go sit back in the car, wait for a little bit for that initial crowd to clear, because I didn't know how time consuming that whole process would be. And then we could just go back down after. We come down the escalator and there's a cast member there, and she goes, "Hey, just go right over there and they'll check your temperature and you're all set." And we're like, it's 8:30, but we just kind of went with it, and we go over. There is nobody. There are it was Advent Health, I believe, is who is doing the health screening that is basically contracted by Disney. And there was maybe 4 or 5 of the Advent Health people. There was like 5 or 6 cast members that were there kind of just directing, but it was only me and Marshmallow Man. There was nobody else. And as soon as we got over there to the thing, they were very, I mean, again, it's kind of weird at that point because it's just me and Marshmallow Man, and there's all these employees but no other guests. And it was a relief knowing that there was no crowd and we could just walk right up. So we just literally walked right in, and they said, "Yeah, come right over here." And we go up, and they put the little thing up to your head, and it's 2 seconds, and security is welcoming you onto the escalator, and you're going right down in by Planet Hollywood. I mean, it was that simple. And to that is what I want to, that's the second thing that I want to applaud Disney for, is that was intentional, right? Is that 10 o'clock we're going to open. They were there ready, letting people in before 8:30 in the morning. There was no opportunity for a crowd to gather, right? It was just you show up. They knew people were going to start showing up early. They're like, "We're ready for that." And as you come up, they let you in. No crowd even had the opportunity to form because people just go right in. So it was, it was very smart. Very smart on their part to do that, and I applaud Disney for that, because that's one thing that you saw at Universal, was you saw people sitting there in lines waiting to even get through that check. So very cool, and I was excited because it's super early and there's nobody else there. So we get down and we get in there, and I'm like, man, I had the stream set to start at 11 just because I had no idea how long, it would take us to get through things and to finally get in there. So at 8:30, I just, we popped up the gimbal and got it going and started the stream. So very well handled, couldn't have been smoother. And from everything I've heard from even later in the day, again, because of that constant flow and their ability to do everything so efficiently, that there was never the opportunity for a huge crowd to gather. So very well done getting in and out of there. I will say, right now I don't know how long this will be going on at Disney Springs, but there were 4 entrances. There was the Lime Garage, the Orange Garage, and then the surface lot, not for parking, but where you get dropped off for the ride share, and then the pedestrian bridge, which we walked past the pedestrian bridge, which comes over by Earl of Sandwich, that goes over to Hotel Plaza Boulevard, that you can walk across if you're staying at one of those hotels. And when we first got there, I was like, is anyone gonna use that pedestrian bridge? Because all of those hotels are like closed. And we walked past there multiple times, and I saw this whole group of cast members that were there and not doing anything because there was no one using the pedestrian bridge. So I guess if you could, if you wanted someone if you're going there in the next couple of days and you got someone that can drop you off, instead of dropping off at the ride share, maybe drop off at the hotel that's right there. There's like a Wyndham hotel that's right there at the base of the pedestrian bridge. Just drop you off there, and you can just walk over the pedestrian bridge and probably have nobody there whatsoever, no crowds at all or anything. So overall, very smooth process to get in there and do all of that. And then it was just kind of on from there. It was awesome, having the springs kind of to ourselves for a bit, or at least it definitely felt like that. All we saw were cast members. Cast members cleaning, cast members preparing for the day. It was interesting to see cast members in the springs, like in the water, guys and like waiters and stuff with big nets, like cleaning off leaves out of the springs and stuff. It was pretty interesting, and it really felt like I said in the stream yesterday, kind of like just a normal day at work for everybody. I think there was this misconception by a lot that didn't really connect the fact that the employees, the cast members, haven't been there. They just started reporting back shortly before to kind of get things ready, but it was just it was like business as usual for all of those type of kind of pre-open maintenance routines and all of that. And it was cool to see. It was cool to be walking around and just checking all of that out. And we spent at least the first hour just doing that. We just walked around and just filming everything just empty, which was the awesome part about it, was just seeing everything empty. So the requirements for going into Disney Springs is really, there's only one thing you have to do, and that's you got to bring a mask. And this was the mask that I wore all day yesterday, and we'll be wearing again here shortly for the next trip out. But you know, there's different types of masks, different materials, and all of that. This would be the first time that I've worn a mask for that long of a period of time, and definitely the first time I've worn a mask in that kind of condition, like in the heat, like it was. And it was a challenge. You know, we've heard a lot of people asking questions about how is it wearing the mask on your face and all of that for the long periods of times. It's hard. It is, and I can see why some people would be potentially have a super hard time with it, you know, because it definitely, if you have any sort of breathing issues, if you get winded easily, those sorts of things, you definitely feel restricted. And as the heat goes on and you start to develop kind of like the humidity, and I know it's gross, but you get like moisture inside this thing, and it's just you know, wash these things often. I need to wash this one probably. You get like this moisture in it, and it makes it even harder to kind of have on your face for an extended period of time. But it is the requirement of Disney Springs, and it's going to be the requirement, I am sure and certain, of all of Disney property as things continue to reopen. But that's a challenge. It is, and I can understand why it's an issue for some, but it is the rule, and Disney is private property, and they get to do what they want. And I know there's questions of what is effective and all that, and that's not what I'm debating or anything like that. I'm just saying this is a requirement, it's what we have to do, and what was my experience like, and it is not that easy. Now again, there's different types of material. I'm sure this is kind of a thicker material, my mask. I'm sure you could have a thinner material mask that would be easier and not quite as hot and easier to kind of breathe through. But mine is pretty thick and kind of challenging. Someone said, how long do you think the mask requirement will go? Marshall, Amanda, and I were talking about this yesterday, and I'm not positive. And we were kind of making some speculation, some guesses on it. And my guess...
Night.
Well, good night. Hello, how are you?
Good.
You want to be on the stream?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come here. Wow, look at your pajamas. We've got a visitor, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi to Lucy. Lucy, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Look at your Minnie Mouse pajamas. I love them.
I can't see it.
Well, now they can. Here, stand up. There you go. There's Minnie.
It got the name on it.
It says dream big.
She's crying.
She's not crying. She's sleeping.
She got red on her nose.
I think that's just the picture's like cracking a little bit on there. All right, well, say goodnight to everybody.
Good night.
Wave. And say, I hope you have a fantastic night. Tell everyone really quick, who is your favorite Disney character?
Who is your favorite?
No, I don't want you to ask them. I want you to tell them who is yours. Who is yours?
The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid. That's fantastic. Well, what about your favorite Disney movie?
Ariel.
The Little Mermaid? You did those backwards, by the way. All right, baby. I love you. Oh, no. Now your sister's coming. Daddy forgot to lock the door to the studio. Lucy.
No, Mommy unlocked.
Oh, Mommy unlocked it. Well, now we know who to blame. We can blame Stephanie. Look at your pajamas.
These
Yours
are
are-
not pajamas!
Well, I like your shirt. It's a cool shirt. Can I wear that?
No.
Do you think I could fit in it?
No, your belly will show.
My belly will show. That's probably right. Get your hair, child. Say hi to everybody. We were in the middle of a conversation and you guys came in here and disrupted it. Look at those teeth missing. Taylor lost her two bottom middle teeth. It's the first teeth to be lost.
This one fell out like bananas, and this one fell out and I was eating Cheetos.
When you were eating Cheetos. Talk about a story. Like, what were you doing when you lost your first tooth? I was eating a Cheeto.
In the second tooth, I turned in my tooth.
All right, tell everyone what your favorite movie is, if you haven't already.
Movie?
Disney movie. What have you been watching over and over again recently? You've been watching it a lot. You and Lucy.
Belle?
No, come on.
Yes.
High School Musical. 1, 2, and 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then 2,
4.
and then there is no 4. We had this full-on argument last night where she's like, Dad, I want to watch High School Musical 4. And I said, there's not a 4, Taylor.
And I'm like, it is a 4.
And she's like, there is a 4. And I'm like, no, there is no High School Musical 4. And she goes, yeah, this happens and then this happens. And she made up an entire storyline. Someone needs to call, what is his name? He just got Disney Legend this last year. Do you know his name?
Yeah. His name is nothing.
The director and producer there of High School Musicals.
Dun, dun, dun,
Forget his name. But anyway, she tried to convince me that there's a 4. So 4 is the series, maybe?
And we had this conversation about 20 minutes.
Oh, it was probably about 20 minutes where you were trying to convince me that it was happening.
Actually, it was about 1 million minutes.
About 1 million minutes. All right, then. Well, you have a fantastic night, Taylor.
Thank you.
I think when you guys interrupted me, guess what? We missed Zippity Doodad's super chat. $4.99 super chat that says, I have a question. Put your hand up, like the hand. Oh, man. We're talking about the mask. Taylor, does the mask smell like guacamole? No, that's not true. That is not true. Does the mask still smell like guacamole? Love you, brother. Thanks for always bringing Disney magic to us, even at home. Thank you so much, Zippity Doodad. We really appreciate that. $4.99 super chat. Everyone go check out our friend, Zippity Doodad. Go subscribe. He has a great channel, and he is a great friend of ours. Kenny Ortega, thank you guys so much. Yeah, we need to call Kenny Ortega. Actually, a quick little side story. When we were at the D23 Expo this past August, Shep and I were there. I went to the Legends ceremony before Shep got there, and Kenny Ortega was getting the Legends Award. He was one of the Legends being inducted, and I had the opportunity to literally, I saw Bob Iger, and I was like, I want to see if I can go shake hands with Bob Iger. So I walked right over by where Bob Iger was. He was taking pictures with people, and then I realized he was taking pictures with Christina Aguilera and some other people that were there for Legends. And I'm standing there, and then I'm there. There the first couple rows, the first 2 rows in front of the stage there. I was standing right next to the I was in the aisle basically right next to the entrance to the second row, and I'm standing there, and someone comes like next to me while I'm waiting there, hoping that Iger is going to come over. A guy comes up next to me, and he says, "Excuse me," and I turn, and it's Kenny Ortega, and he's trying to get to his seat, which is in that second row, which is really funny. And I said, "Mr. Ortega," I said, "Congratulations on becoming a legend." And he's like, "Thank you," and I shook his hand, and he walked into his seat. It was just really funny. I was like standing in his way, and then it was funny. I turned and went to walk away, and as I walked away, I kind of glanced back, and if I would have stayed standing there for a minute, Robert Downey Jr. walked and was sitting right in the same row, a few seats down. So he came and walked in like right after I walked by. I'm like, darn, if I would have stayed like just a couple more minutes, I could have said hi to Robert Downey Jr. But it was awesome meeting Kenny Ortega. Anyway, that is a total sidetrack story. Taylor, we love you. Daddy needs to get back to his talking
You
about...
are moving the seat! Well, now you're moving even more.
All right, have a fantastic night, Taylor. We love you. Say bye to everybody. Wave. Say bye.
Bye.
Say see you later, alligator.
You later, alligator.
All right, there you go.
Oh.
Bye, honey. Love you. Good night. Good night, Lucy.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
All right, the girls are gone.
Bye.
Yes, we almost met Iron Man. He was right there. He was right there. Anyway, Kenny Ortega was super cool, though. Nice guy. Okay, and I have no idea where I was in the story. We were talking about the masks and stuff, and yeah, material wise, I'm sure that there's some that would breathe better and aren't quite as hot as others, and something to think about. Something to think about as you're picking a mask or making a mask to wear into the parks. So good to see you, Magical News Live. It was good to see you yesterday. Thanks for being here, and thanks for saying hi yesterday. It was awesome, and it's so good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. We appreciate it. Go check out our friends Magical News Live and the Shep family in the chat now. Great friends of ours. Another awesome channel, the Shep family. Go subscribe. Super awesome to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. So we're wearing the masks around. Again, that is the one thing you have to bring with you, and that you have to respect is the wearing of the masks. So Marshmallow Man and I spent that first hour and a half, 2 hours just walking around, enjoying everything that there was to kind of see, and just taking in the fact that we're in Disney Springs. It's kind of interesting too that the background music, which is very similar, to this background music right here. That background music that you hear as you're walking around Disney, or Disney Springs, that kind of makes you feel like you're in Springs. It was interesting to hear that with it being really quiet, with not many people around. It definitely makes it makes it sound louder, and it's an interesting experience. But I guess where things really got interesting was that we turned a corner. We were coming over the bridge, and out of the corner of my eye, I look over and I see Josh D'Amaro, who is was the president, kind of the outgoing president of Walt Disney World, and now the new chairman of it's like Disney Parks Experiences and Products, like all things fun. And so I see Josh, and he's very recognizable. He's become kind of like this symbol of I don't know what. He's a symbol. People notice him, and I seen him, and I was like, oh wow, really cool. There's no one around, and the new chairman is walking around the Springs. That's pretty cool. And I did not know at the moment, but standing right next to him, because they're all wearing masks, and Josh is easy to notice, but the person next to him wearing the mask, which I had no idea at that moment, was the new president of Walt Disney World, which is Jeff Vahle. So it was interesting to see them walking together, and being there. It was almost like it definitely was almost like this like passing of the baton moment where Josh is kind of walking Jeff around going, yeah, this is the Springs, and this will all be yours one day, or it already is. God, I don't know. It was a cool sight to see, and so we hung out there for a second so we could get the opportunity to congratulate Josh on his promotion, and at that moment, right? Like I know it sounds weird, but we were in Springs, first time on property in 2 months. Kind of one of the first people here into the Springs. It's empty. There's no one else around except for some cast members cleaning. So these two of the top executives for Walt Disney World and for the Disney Company. These guys are right here, and some other like Disney executive media people, and me and Marshmallow Man are standing there alone, and to have Josh tomorrow look at us, and this is why I wish I had the stream up so you guys could go watch it, and see him look at us and go, thank you, welcome back, welcome to Walt Disney World. It was amazing. It was so awesome to it kind of like was like a, I don't know, I got goosebumps just kind of reminiscing about it. It was really interesting to be in that moment, and to have the new chairman to say that standing next to who I did not know at the moment was Jeff, and I wish I did because I kind of just like ignored him, like, yeah, Josh, you rock, congratulations. And the guy you're talking to, I don't know who he is, instead of congratulating him as well, which I did later on in the day. So it was a cool experience, and really, really neat to be able to see them and experience that with, like, we were the only ones there. It's like, hey, guys, we let you in, but we're not going to let anyone else in. And welcome back. Welcome back to the parks. And maybe I will try and pull out just that segment and post it, because that was really fun, and I really enjoyed it very, very, very much. But anyway, that kind of set the tone for we're here, we're back, and 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 then throughout the rest of the day, just kind of on the same topic, you would see Josh and Jeff like all throughout the Springs. Like every once in a while, they would just like pop up somewhere. We'd be walking, and then they'd be just walking right towards us and be like, hey guys, good to see you again. And at some point, I forget when it was during the day, it was the right moment because Josh was just kind of hanging out, that we went over and snapped the picture that is in the thumbnail of this video, which is, I don't know, it's, as I was editing, kind of messing with the colors on it and stuff, I was thinking about kind of the significance of that picture. Being a big Disney fan, and loving all things Disney, especially the parks, especially the history of Walt Disney World and all of that. And I look at that picture, which is me and now the new chairman, former president of Walt Disney World, former, is he president or vice president of Disneyland? I think he was the president of Disneyland, and now the chairman. We're gonna see him on stage, hopefully this coming August. Fingers crossed that D23 Expo happens, and we see Josh on stage in August, up there during the parks panel, making all the announcements, telling us all the fun stuff. To potentially one day, I could see that man becoming the next CEO of Disney. So there is the significance of that picture, not only kind of during this transition period in his career, but also with the state of things and the fact that it was that first day back on property. We're both wearing masks. We're socially distanced, 6 feet apart in the picture. There's so many, like, you know how they say like the pictures, I don't know what the saying is. There's sayings about pictures worth 1,000 words or whatever, and that there's stories in pictures. You look at a picture and you're like, oh, that's a nice picture, and then you look at it again and you're like, oh, I didn't notice that. That's kind of cool. There's a story behind that picture that's pretty deep, right? There's a lot going on there. And as a Disney nerd, as a Disney fanatic, um, I feel very fortunate to have that piece and that memory, and that is definitely something. I know, guys. I know you're thinking, Cory, you're insane. It's a photo of you with a mask on. Um, but it means more to me than that. I'm excited to have that and have that kind of piece of history. So um, it's really cool, and yeah, it's something I'll enjoy having and looking back on. And one day, uh, the girls will be like, yeah, they're kind of young now, but will they remember they're wearing the masks around and what all of that meant and all that stuff? So, uh, yeah, there you go. That's my story there with that. Someone asked to Infinity Beyond, why did the stream get taken down? Will Resort TV One get theirs taken down too? No, it had nothing to do with streaming in the Springs. Again, that was the other interesting part of all of this is when we talk about we Josh and I spoke before, like we didn't know that policies change. The world is changing, right? And has changed over the last couple months. So policies have changed too. So we didn't know necessarily once we got Kim. Welcome to the stream and welcome to the family. So glad to see you. If you found us yesterday through the stream and you're just joining us tonight, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So good to see you. That things have changed. So me and Josh were talking. We didn't even know like what's gonna happen with streaming or vlogging in Walt Disney World. Are there gonna be policy changes? Are we gonna go in there on opening day and they're gonna be like, yeah, no more streaming? We don't know. And so I think all of that has been put to rest now. All the fears of maybe them not wanting us or allowing us to stream. When the fact that I have the outgoing or the chairman and president talking on the stream, and that they knew I was streaming. I was standing right there holding it, and they talked on the stream. And then we got a photo with Josh with me holding the stream. Again, another one of those like the little pieces of the story in that photo is that I am streaming with the chairman, right? Like there's some significance there too. That hey, he knows I'm streaming. I talked to him on stream, and now we're taking a picture. This We're all good, So that was again another interesting part of that. So no issues with streaming. So if some of you weren't here in the beginning and missed it, I told the whole story. I won't go into the details again, but it was a copyright issue with music. Since the video was over six hours, there's no option for removing that anymore. So that's the challenge there, and the video is now locked away in a vault for only YouTube people to enjoy. So yeah, I guess. So that's it. No, so as long as Josh didn't have some copyright music that gets struck, even if it does, his wasn't 6 hours, so he'd be able to handle it. So there you go. Thank you so much to Mom Resort TV1. So good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I saw Brandy and Dave in the stream as well just a bit ago. Guys, go check out Brandy and Dave. Also, go check out Resort TV1 and go subscribe over there. Great friends of ours. They streamed last night at 6 p.m. and had a fantastic stream in Disney Springs, and they're awesome friends of ours. So if you enjoy our streams, enjoy the things that we do, you will absolutely enjoy Resort TV1. Or just such good people and such great friends of ours, and they do a fantastic job. So go subscribe to Resort TV1. But yeah, so we met the guys. We continued to walk around, and there never was a point where I thought, oh wow, here comes the big surge of people. There was questions about how things were going to be throughout the day with crowds, and I'll say overall, I never thought that there was a time. What about money pledge share? If you're talking about like super chats and all of that still made it to me. So all the super chats and PayPal's, all of that, none of that gets taken away. YouTube doesn't pull that back away. They just took the video down, and it can no longer be up and monetized. Even if it wasn't monetized, they wouldn't let me have the video up because of the copyright. So, but anyway, the crowds never got to the point where I was like, okay, here comes that big crowd of people now flooding in at any certain time. It kind of was a gradual build up, and it definitely built up um, to the point to where it was noticeable that there was a good amount of people there, but never felt crazy. And there's obviously pockets, and we'll talk about some of the things that I think that Disney could change to really help with this. When you look at, again, there's the negative stuff out there, right, guys? You can look for it if you want it if you want to find it, you can find it. You just go look for it. There's photos that people take and put into collages and things that highlight what they feel are, here's the reason we can't do this. Here's the reason we can't be in a park with in a theme park or in a shopping establishment like Disney Springs, because here's the reason why. And again, like I was saying, a lot of those are not necessarily things that Disney's done wrong or that they've told people to do wrong or that they've instructed people differently than what they should have. It's that not everyone listens. And at the end of the day, there is only so much you can do to police that. I know it's probably unpopular opinion, but you have to think about it. It takes a lot. And I did see cast members yesterday going up to people who were not wearing their masks, kind of had them like hanging down and asked them to put their mask back on, and they did. And I'm sure that they did that when they saw it. But again, to really police a place as big as that and try and force that it's difficult. We have to be responsible and do the right thing ourselves to make it really work. And that's the deal with anything, guys. There's not someone walking around with you spraying hand sanitizer on your hands or waiting. We don't have police in the bathrooms when you come out of the stall telling you to go over and wash your hands properly. There's certain things that we have to do as responsible people in society, and it goes for any case like this, that we have to be responsible. We have to take some responsibility for things, right? And you can't just expect that somewhere like Walt Disney World is going to just be able to make all of that better. But I will say that I felt like the overall the markings that were on the ground. So that's something that we saw a lot of as we went through, is that there were areas that were like going over some of the bridges where the walkways narrowed and all of that they had arrows on the ground. Right side going straight, kind of the other side going straight. It's like, just trying to keep you kind of like you're driving on a road, stay on the right side as the walkway narrows. So that is what was going on. And there was markings for that in front of different restaurants and stores. There were there's the markings on the ground. And I'm sorry, guys, this is kind of a last minute thing, kind of putting this together today. I was not going to stream tonight. If I was, I would have probably prepared some photos and stuff for you, so I'm sorry I don't have any photos, but it's easy to explain. The social distancing lines on the ground that are 6 feet apart. So if you're waiting outside of a store to get in, 400 likes. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. There's 550 watching. Thank you guys for being here. And people respected that. They really did. As we were walking around looking at the lines on the ground, people respected it. What I will say is that for most of the where you saw the crowds the most, quick service restaurants, like counter service, quick service restaurants is where you saw the biggest backup of people. Also, some of the retail stores, like earlier in the day, like right before they opened, lines formed outside. And Dad Resort TV1, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. And then you would see some crowds gather there. We actually, those of you who were watching the stream, came up on Ron John's Surf Shop like right as they were about to open. There was a little crowd that had formed, and then they opened up, and we headed in with the few people that had kind of been standing there waiting. And once everyone was in there, it was fine. But what I will say is once the lines got beyond, if you go look at any of the pictures out there, outside of those stores, so it'd be like the door to the store, and then there would be, a marker on the ground, 6 feet another marker, 6 feet another marker, and that would go on for maybe, on average I'll say 3 to 5 markers, right? And then there were no markers. But the problem was that the line will extend much further than the markers for some of those, especially at the quick service restaurants. And so right off the bat, what is something that could be done different? Potentially some more markers. I mean, again, you would hope that people would keep their distance like they want you to, that they kind of like, here's the first few, everyone now follow the rule and continue to keep that spacing. But you could easily see it when you looked at those lines. You saw like everyone spaced so nicely, and then they got tighter and tighter, and as the line got longer, people just, you go back to your normal, I'm in a line. And so possibly adding some more of those to be able to distance the line for a longer amount of people. But here's the deal: after going around all day, and the other thing I wanted to do yesterday is I wanted to be able to eat at quick service restaurants, and I also wanted to eat at table service restaurants. I wanted to experience both, so I would know kind of, what was it like to eat at a table service restaurant right now in Springs. Like, what can you expect when you go? And so the first place we went to is to the Mexican restaurant, which I said wrong multiple times yesterday, and Cocina. It was fantastic. We went and just had chips and salsa, or chips and guacamole rather. And when walked right up, we had no reservation, but walked right up, and they had reservations available. And or not reservations available, they just had a table available outside, which we wanted to sit outside on the patio out there so we could get the nice view looking out over the springs. And we're able to get a table right away. The first thing that was quite interesting is when we checked in at the hostess, she asked right up front, do you want paper menus? Which they were disposable anyway. They were going to throw them away. But do you want paper menus? Or do you want to go paperless, and do you want to look at the menu on your phone? Because they had little tents on all the tables with a QR code that you could scan and get the menu for the restaurant. So you would not have to hold even the disposable paper. Basically, they're giving you the option, like, you don't have to touch any of our stuff if you're not comfortable with it. As far as like the menus go, you can just use your phone, scan the QR code, and make your selection. So I thought that was cool. Something that actually I didn't even think about as we were as we were kind of preparing to go eat at a table service restaurant. Never really thought about the whole menu thing. I mean, I thought about the idea of disposable menus because it's something that some of the restaurants around here have been doing, but I never thought about the idea of just having completely paperless, where you would just scan a QR code, and that's what they did. And so we took the papered ones. Again, they're disposable. It's not like anyone else had been using them, and I wanted to show you guys. And so we took that paper menu, and it was a pared down menu. Again, right now in Springs, reopening with less people there, the menu's pared down, and as they're kind of building back up. But had an awesome time. Ordered some guacamole, chips and guacamole. They did a great job. Arlene with a $4.99 super chat that says, I'm going to Orlando next year. Hopefully I see you there. I look forward to it, Arlene. I hope you get here next year and you have a fantastic trip. And thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. So good to see you here. As far as the seating goes, we were on a patio with like 12 tables, I think I counted, and they had 4 parties out there. And we were all separated in our spots. It didn't feel like in any way that we were like too close to people in the restaurant, anything like that. Everything felt very comfortable. And this leads me to the next thing, which is one of the things that I've seen out there on the negative side of where people are complaining is the idea of sitting in a restaurant and not wearing a mask. Um, First off, if we're not gonna if we're gonna have restaurants open, you can't eat with a mask on. I'm just gonna say it. You can't. You I take it back. You can eat with a mask on. It's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be a mess. You're still gonna have to keep lifting it up to eat, and then you're touching your face and touching your mask more. It's worse than if you just took it off. And the idea is that, once you've settled into your table, you are socially distanced more than 6 feet away from all the people around you. You take your mask off. Your waiter or waitress has a mask on. All Disney staff required to wear masks. So our waitress had a mask on. Um, and she would only come when she needed to. Is very good about how she put stuff on the table, how she would bring stuff back and forth, and it was very professional, very done perfectly, and everyone was fine and safe, and it's just hard hitting news. You can't eat with a mask on. That's why we're all here. That's right, Brandon. You can't do it very good. So it's yeah. Once you're settled in hashtag guacamole mask. Once you're settled into your table, you take your mask off. You eat your meal. And those of you who were watching yesterday, we put them back on before we ever stood up from the table to walk out, because you're walking, potentially past some other tables, and then back out into the common area. I don't understand why that is such a hard concept to grasp, but that is it's what it is. If you're gonna eat, it is what it is. So anyway, I saw no problem with that, and I thought that was interesting. Again, this was a table service restaurant. Um, Everything went nice and smooth. There was I was interested to see if some of these restaurants might go with the not take your card approach, which a lot of restaurants have kind of changed over to. I didn't know if maybe some of these restaurants had time where they could just bring a machine over to the table, and you could just like stick your card in and pull it out, and not have to have to have them take your card away. But that was not the case there. They did take my credit card and bring it back. So just a little note there of something that potentially could make things a little more it's not only safer just from a privacy standpoint for your credit card, but it is nice that then the server themselves don't have to touch your credit card, which I assume most credit cards are probably pretty dirty. When was the last time that you used like alcohol or something to sanitize your credit cards? Go ahead, let me know. Probably never. Probably never, because you're not crazy like me. But they're probably pretty dirty, right? Your credit cards get passed around at restaurants, at stores and stuff. So again, the idea of not having the server have to touch it herself or himself and deal with that, it's one way that there could be an improvement. Again, these are minor things that I see kind of as observing of all of that. But we had a great time, had the guacamole, went out and then started spending some more time going around Springs, and started that kind of never-ending loop. Olive pizza, it's a thing, said Pete McDevitt with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Pete. We love you, buddy. And thank you for that super chat. And we're going to talk about the olive pizza here in a moment. But yeah, so we went. Thank you again, Pete. We really appreciate it. So we started kind of doing that loop around Disney Springs again, just checking out. The crowds were starting to build up at that point. We didn't go into a lot of the stores. Most of the ones that I saw into did not look like they were that busy. And it seemed like most people, again, were eating or either just walking around and checking things out. The the issue of the lines, like we were talking about with kind of the 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 lines on the ground and people spreading out, and then as the line went on without the lines on the ground, people got, that's the only time I'd seen really people kind of not separating. When we were on the walkways, people seemed to respect the arrows for the most part and seem to keep to the right side of the walkways as you're walking through. Yeah, yeah, Marshall Man, what loop were we on now? Like, we're on lots of loops. We did lots of loops around the springs, just checking out everything. So I guess we can just jump right ahead to the next food venture was Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill, where again we the infamous copyright strike. We had some pizza there, was fantastic, guys. Listen to me. We've talked on streams before. We talk about food a lot, right, on this channel. You guys know we talk about food a lot. We've talked about pizza before and talked about pizza on Disney property. And we've been to Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill before, and we've had the pizza there before, among other things. Pizza's always delicious. They've got a nice pizza oven there. But recently, right before Disney closed, we went and had Ravello over at over in darn, my brain just Golden Oak. My brain just like, woo, it was gone. Over in Golden Oak, which is gated community right by Magic Kingdom on Disney property. There is a Four Seasons there. Ravello is the Italian restaurant. The pizza was fantastic. And at that point, I said, maybe the best pizza on property. I gotta say, yesterday, guys, the pizza, that sausage and pepper pizza. It was like a pickled red peppers. That pizza was fantastic. Like, absolutely fantastic. With all that was going on with the stream and kind of being there, I really didn't give it the proper review and the proper accolades that it deserves. That pizza is unbelievable. Really, really good. The quality of the cheese, the thin crust, the sauce, the sausage and the peppers, those kind of pickled peppers that were on there. It was a fantastic pizza. And Marshmallow Man can attest to it. So delicious. Well worth I think their pizzas range from like 16, 17 bucks. It's a little pricey. And it's it's not a huge pizza, but you could go 2 people in there at lunchtime, get a pizza, maybe get a salad to share, and it would be a nice lunch and of high quality and delicious. I can't speak to everything on the menu. When we first, and you can go watch our review of Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill. We went like the second day they opened or something, and so things may have even changed since then. But we tried a lot of food that day, and there were some things like their burger that I did not care for. It just was not very good. But there's a lot of things that they do there very well. So definitely. Oh, can we do a review from the Golden Oak? Yes, we will. We will definitely do that. It is on the list. So the pizza was fantastic. Highly recommend going to Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill and getting some of that pizza. It is really, really good. And then the waiter comes over and he's like, you know what? We made an extra pizza and don't want it to go to waste. You guys want it? And of course, it was a pepperoni and black olive pizza. All right, so I looked at Marshmallow Man, and Marshmallow Man's like, okay, yeah, but why not? Why not? Let's have it. And I'm looking at it going, you really gonna put olives on the table? And so if you don't know and you're new to the channel, I love food. I'm adventurous. I will eat anything. Like, there's nothing I won't try once. And I love so much of everything that I try. I mean, it's rare that I find things I don't like. I do not like black olives. I do not like green olives. I do not like any olives. And so it was just kind of funny that they put an olive pizza on the table. Still don't know how unplanned and uh, just by coincidence it was that the olive pizza landed on the table. Um, we think that that Mr. McDevitt may have had something to do with this. Pete has a tendency to call businesses when people are streaming in those businesses and basically try and get them to do things, which I think he may have remotely ordered a olive pizza and had it sent to the table. I can't confirm that, but I think that that's what happened. Either way, it was there. It's the first day back on property. I gotta try the olive pizza. So, I tried it. Newsflash, I didn't like it. I did not like it. It is I don't know, guys. It's weird. For me, it's like, I don't care for the flavor of the olives, and and there's no getting around it. Once they're on there too, once it's touched it, it's diseased. And so, once the olive has touched the slice of pizza, you can knock them all off. The pizza tastes like a big olive. At least for me, that's how much I don't like it. So I tried it, and my bite had like 2 olives on it, and that was enough. Marshmallow Man took care of that, polished off a good part of it. It's just not my thing, but he likes olives. I don't. So, my credit card can, Pete says. Oh, man. Yeah, it was... Pete, I enjoyed the entertainment. It was fun, buddy. CH with a $10 super chat that says, Donna Jaworski is the People's Champion of Beverly Drinking Championship. Yes, she is. She's the People's Choice. Steve, sorry, but Donna's the People's Choice. Does that mean that she deserves the belt, the trophy? But yeah, not liking the olives. So anyway, overall fantastic experience there. And it was interesting because we got a nice spot right on the window over by where the pizza oven is, which is a really great spot in the restaurant. And looking out, we could see Chicken Guy, which we talked a lot about Chicken Guy in the stream yesterday, because I wanted Chicken Guy. I wanted to go there and get like chicken and other things, but I definitely wanted to go get a milkshake at Chicken Guy. And so we went, and I had been checking Chicken Guy. The line had been kind of crazy all day at that restaurant. Once it opened, it was backed up, and there was our buddy Braden from Mickey Views was in here in the chat, and I was responding to him, but we were talking about Chicken Guy at the same time, and I might have referred to Braden's channel as Chicken Views instead of Mickey Views, and that started a whole thing for the rest of the day. So if you guys missed the stream yesterday, there is a new hashtag, and that hashtag is Chicken Views. And I would encourage all of you, next time Braden streams and you see him, to tell him hashtag Chicken Views, and he'll appreciate it. Him and I were talking late last night about some of the copyright stuff, and he was like, baby, this was what Braden told me yesterday. The encouragement of a fellow YouTuber. When I'm sitting here stressing about how the stream's gone and I can't get it back, and there's this copyright claim and all of that, Braden, and all of his wisdom, because if you guys watch Mickey Views and you know Braden, very smart guy, and way beyond his years, he goes, you know what, Cory? He goes, maybe if you hadn't talked about Chicken Views for so long, you would have been under your 6 hours and your stream would still be up. And I was like, well, of course, Braden. Maybe if I wouldn't have done the walk-off and kept the camera on the fountain for the extra 2 minutes, my stream would still be up. There's a lot of things that I could have done differently that would have kept the stream up when you're really only talking about going over 2 minutes. I wasn't even gonna do the walk off, guys, and after I walked off of the camera at the end with the fountain, it was over 2.5 minutes before I ended the stream. I kept it up longer than usual because I really liked I liked that setting. I liked the fountain. I knew you guys were enjoying it, so I was like, you know what? I'll just sit here for a second and just let it go. But for a second, it was like almost 3 minutes. So if I would have not done that, the stream would still be up. So anyway, don't get me on that again. I've been thinking about that all day. Like if I would have just done this differently or this differently. But Braden's awesome. Hashtag chicken views. By the way, guys. $4.99 super chat from Donna says, just FYI, I did indeed receive a belt from Steve as 3rd place overall and the only female Beverly Challenge participant. Well, that's amazing, Donna. That was very nice of Steve to provide that. And you deserve it. You deserve it, Donna. The Beverly Challenge. I'm just happy that's still out there. We can go watch that again sometime. Fantastic. It was such a fun time. So, by the way, guys, oh, sorry, side note, we got to talk about this really quick. If those of you who are in the stream are going to know what I'm talking about, do you remember, raise your hand in the chat, who remembers Hat Man from yesterday? Who remembers, and when I say Hat Man, who remembers Hat Man? Raise your hand in the chat. I want to see those emojis before we get too far of who remembers Hat Man, and then I will go on to tell you the story about Hat Man. So again, we were sitting in Wolfgang Puck, and we're looking out over at Chicken Guy. It was funny because it was really a kind of a steep decline of once you got past like 130, the Chicken Guy line bloop, like just shrunk, and we're like, okay, now it's time to go over and get some milkshakes from Chicken Guy. So a lot of people remember Hat Man. So a funny story, I got a private message from Hat Man that told me his name and said, hey, by the way, I am Hat Man, and told me he was wearing this giant hat that was Cinderella Castle, and it was huge, and it was all colorful and really awesome, and he messaged me on Facebook and said, I think he was asking what happened to the stream because he wanted to go back and look at it again, and said, hey, I'm Hat Man. Let me tell you my real name and introduce myself, although I kind of enjoyed the term Hat Man. So this is really funny. I got that. I'm looking at it going, what are the odds, right? That it's Hat Man. Pretty cool. And his hat was fantastic. It was huge. So I'm glad all of you remember that. We saw him a few times, like walking around, and he saw us streaming. So he probably looked it up right after we passed them one time and said, hey, I am the Hat Man, which was fun. Thank you so much to Rebecca for the $5 super chat. This is from Becky Nola. Thank you so much. That says, hey Cory, thanks for yesterday's epic stream. It was a $5 PayPal. We really appreciate you, Becky. Thank you for all your support, and we really appreciate it. Thank you for being here with us tonight. So we starting to storm, guys. I hear rain and a little bit of rolling thunder. So hopefully there's no power flickering or good night. So I decided I wanted to go to Chicken Guy. I wanted to support Chicken Guy yesterday. I love Chicken Guy. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of people for some reason that hate on it, but you saw the line yesterday. People love it. So we went, and Marshmallow Man was, he can't hang. Well, maybe he can, but he just ate a lot of olive pizza. But I was ready to go get a milkshake from Chicken Guy. So we went and got in the line outside. At that point, too, guys, it was getting hot. Very, very hot. We had been in the sun a lot. We had been walking a lot. Things were getting very warm. I did not plan on streaming that long yesterday. That was not the plan. The plan was, hey, it's going to be a morning stream. We're going to go check out Disney Springs, and then we'll be done, and we'll be back home. I look a little bit orange on camera tonight, and part of that is because of that sun. Like, let's see, you can see right there, guys. Look at that. So I did not prepare. I normally, if I'm going to go out to the parks on a normal day, and I know I'm going to be in the sun a lot, I will put on, if we're in Florida, we live in Florida, it's hot, there's a lot of sun, I will put on sunscreen and prepare properly. I will be honest, I did not prepare yesterday like I should have, and this is a good reminder. If you're coming from out of town, you're visiting Walt Disney World, wear sunscreen. Do not be like me yesterday and end up with that, because that doesn't feel good. I got a farmer's tan now. You know what the funny thing is about it all, though, is that I got home. You're not gonna be able to. Oh, you can see it. Oh, it's fantastic. So, guys, look at this arm, right? Kind of tan all the way, evenly. Look at this arm. You see this triangle right here? You want to guess what that pale triangle is from? It's from me walking like this with the gimbal all day. And because I was holding the gimbal like this and my arm was folded, that area didn't get sunburned. So that's what it is, the streamer's diamond. We'll call it. I don't know. Really, it was hilarious. I was looking in the mirror, standing there last night, and I was brushing my teeth, and I'm like, what? What is this like? What is this weird, like, triangle on my arm? It's from holding the gimbal all day. Hashtag gimbal arm. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I like weird tans. So yeah, loading on the aloe. So don't. It got hot. And I've been loading on the aloe gel. But you be careful, because it sneaks up on you too. You don't realize it. And when you start like early in the morning like that, and you kind of work into it, you don't realize how hot it's getting, and we're getting burned. And all of that too started to make the breathing in the mask, even more uncomfortable. But anyway, we go to Chicken Guy. Chicken Guy was doing a great job outside of keeping everyone socially distanced. I was very, very impressed that once we got into Chicken Guy, that they were only letting in maybe like 4 people at a time, because there's not a lot of room in that restaurant, and once you get in, it kind of does a little snake back to the register, and they had the circles on the ground, and we stayed separated, and that was all good. They had a glass up in front of the cash register. Again, this was our quick service restaurant now, our counter service restaurant that we were going to go to and try it out, and so we did that, and it was and all of that went smoothly. Until after we ordered our food. And this has always been a challenge with Chicken Guy if you're getting something to go. If you're ordering there, you go find your table, they come bring you your food. Usually they give you little identifiers that you put on the table, so then they know where you are. They're not doing that right now, which makes sense. They just come out and yell your name until they find you. Randy, thank you so much for the $3 super chat with the pear character doing the thumbs up. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so they're not doing that. They're just coming out and yelling your name. Well, if you ever get a to-go order from Chicken Guy, there's nowhere to stand. Like, you don't want to go take up a table because it's already really limited on tables. If you try and stand in there, there's only a very small area in front of the pickup counter, and it gets very tight very quickly. So in a time like now where they don't want people, and you necessarily don't want to be in those tight kind of areas with other people, there's really nowhere to go. And the cast member was like, you go wait outside and I'll call your name. But then we did, and the only place with shade was in a table, so we had to sit at a table and take up a table if we wanted shade until they came out and brought it to us. So the to-go orders there at Chicken Guy on an average day are a little bit kind of challenging with the pickup, just because it's not really functional. But on a day like today, like these days, with the social distancing stuff, it was a little more challenging. Which leads me to my next recommendation of how we could make things so much smoother, and really alleviate some of the negative things that you've seen out there, with the social distancing part of things with Disney so far. The £4.99 super chat from Amy Tompkins. Twice in a week, what a treat. Stream was great yesterday. Looking forward to seeing you back doing what you love and what we all love you for. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. To the Tompkins, thank you for that £4.99 super chat. We appreciate you, and I hope you guys are staying safe, and that your family is well. So thank you. So the next point I want to make is that so we ate at the 3 restaurants, 2 table service, 1 counter service, and my takeaway is, and then also in conjunction with that, looking at these pictures that people have been posting out, of the lines and groups of people. A lot of it was related to queuing up outside of quick service restaurants, and I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, you know what? Stop the walk up ordering. Like, how much smoother would it be if Chicken Guy and I know it's a little more difficult because of the type of restaurant it is, but Blaze Pizza had a huge line yesterday. What if you take these quick service restaurants and convert them to online order only? Reuse the system that Disney already has in place, get it up and running at these quick service restaurants in Disney Springs. So when I want Chicken Guy, I bring up my app, I pick what I want, and they tell me when it's ready to pick up, and they control the flow of people in and out, so there's no big crowd of people lined up waiting to get into Chicken Guy to get their food. They've all ordered on their app. They come in, they pick it up, they go. It's done. Same thing with any of those quick service restaurants. I think with right now and the way things are, if the goal here is to alleviate lines and groups of people as much as possible, there's a system that's there. I'm not saying that it's easy and that we flip a switch and that it happens, but mobile ordering is something that Disney's done a great job with, and they've rolled it out in parks. They've rolled it out even in some of the resorts. Let's do it. Let's do it in Disney Springs. But let's make that the only way to order. I know people that may not be popular to a lot, but again, there's a lot of things we're doing that not everyone agrees with right now. So let's make all quick service in Disney Springs mobile order only, and it'll be very easy to use, like it is right now, and it'll make things a lot quicker to be able to get in and out, and there won't be these big queued up lines. So that's my takeaway of another thing that Disney could do better with that. Again, not like I'm saying that they did a horrible job or anything like that, but it's got. What about people who don't do online ordering? At this point, Sharon, it's like there's a takeaway, kind of a trade-off of what, some people don't want to wear masks. And not saying that people shouldn't be able to eat there if they don't have the ability to do the online ordering, but I think there's a very small segment that would not have the ability to do the online ordering. And maybe there's an option for that where, if you can't do the online ordering, then there is a cast member who has a tablet and can take your order. But again, you don't wait there for it. You take it, you get put into a queue. But then again, at that point, you would have to be there for someone to call you and tell you your order was ready. So again, I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I do think that that it's something that could definitely alleviate those lines. When there's the mobile ordering, everyone that could order mobile ordering could order there. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's not only mobile ordering, but it's giving the option for it, so people could be responsible and do it and alleviate the lines. Also, the same thing with with the table service restaurants, at some point once things get busier, doing reservation only for table service, and not allowing people to kind of stand around and wait for a table, could alleviate crowds. Right now, it's not been a problem in these first couple days because, you saw we get to walk right in, and use the get a table because there's just wasn't busy enough. But you know, using technology and reservation systems, is something that, definitely will, definitely could improve that and make it even better as things get busier and busier. John, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that very much. 1,800 plus of us got to see the Forbidden stream. Thank you, Cory, for your constant pleasing of your fans. We really appreciate that, John. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate that that $5 super chat. You really, I really appreciate you being here. The thumbnail is misleading. I hope not. I hope no one's clicking on the stream thinking that the thumbnail's misleading. I purposely put on there my experience, because I want to, and in the description explains that tonight was to talk about my experience. That was a photo from yesterday, when we were in the park or in the springs. So I hope not. I'm sorry if you felt that it was misleading, but that was not my intent. Believe me, guys, if there's one thing I don't do, it's I do not do clickbait stuff. That is like not my thing. So far from it. It is one of the things that I despise is the idea of some kind of clickbait thumbnail or title or something that draws you in thinking you're going to see something you don't. Not for me. I don't want the clicks. I want you guys to come here and enjoy and have a good time. So yeah, sorry if you guys think it was, or if any of you felt like it wasn't. Yeah, I think the subject is live Disney Springs now open, because all of the live streams start with live. So anyway, yeah, we were over 2,000 yesterday, so it's talking about the numbers a little bit, guys. Really awesome day yesterday. We broke a lot of records on the channel here. The most viewers that we had ever had at one time was that final night of Magic Kingdom, with it was like 1,800 maybe viewers, 50 between 15 and 1,800 viewers simultaneously. And it was, and that was amazing. It was a very short period of time, just right at the end there. But yesterday we were over 2,000 viewers for a decent amount of time, and over 1,500 for the majority of the stream. So thank you all so much for your support yesterday and for your continued support. We got 600 watching right now. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate all of you and all your support through this time when we've not been able to be in the parks, and we've tried our best to provide unique content here at home. And we'll talk about how things might be changing even more and more here coming up in the very near future. CH with a $2 super chat that says, will you say hi to Paul? Hello, Paul. Paul DeWolf. Welcome. So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And hello, Paul. Thank you, CH, for that $2 super chat. Someone asked, Katie, Cory, when is the Disney singing stream? So I apologize for that, guys. I know we excuse me, we talked about doing a Disney singing stream, and it's going to happen. It's still on the plans. Even if Disney opened tomorrow and we started doing our regular streams in the parks, we would definitely, we're still doing the singing stream. What I wanted to do is the camera or the microphone that's built into this camera is not very good. I've been wanting to get a nice microphone. The unfortunate thing is because of everything that's going on, a lot of the microphones and even webcams. It's been kind of funny, have been sold out everywhere, and then companies have had a hard time getting replenishments in. So online, the actual microphone that I want to invest in and get, you can't get anywhere right now. It was like it was available, and then now it's gone everywhere. So I will not be singing Fleetwood Mac, Jersey Mike. So I'm still checking every day. I'm on some of the alerts, just waiting to get the mic. So hopefully, suddenly it'll be back in stock. We'll get it from Amazon. We'll get it in a couple days, and we'll have it. And then we'll schedule the singing stream. I figure if we're gonna spend a whole night like singing songs and stuff, let's do that as the first stream with the new microphone. That way, it has the better quality, and I don't know, it's not gonna help my voice anymore, but it would just be nice to. I thought it would be a cool break in the new microphone stream to do a singing stream. So that's what we'll do. You can get Shep's microphone, Noah says. That's hilarious. So that's the plan there. So we're still gonna do the singing stream. I promise. For those of you who are new to the channel, I said a little while back that we were gonna do a stream where you guys just kind of throw Disney songs out there, and then I'll look up the lyrics if I don't know them, and I'll just try and sing a little bit of a bunch of different Disney songs. I thought that would be fun, just kind of as a night that we could just hang out together and do that. So we're gonna do it once I get my mic. So just it'll be fun. It'll be a good night. So that's still happening, and we keep getting asked, now that Springs is open, now that it looks like I told you guys, this domino effect of things that might happen with other things opening up quickly, will we still be doing these streams from home? Will it be something that that we keep doing? And the answer is yes. Yes, we will still be streaming from home. It's not going to take the place of our park streams, but it'll be in addition to. I like this sit down talking to you guys. It's something different. In the parks and when we're out mobile streaming, I'm oftentimes focused on trying to bring you different experiences and things that are going around me that I can't look at the chat as diligently as I can here, and seeing all your comments go by, and even just have these deeper conversations where I can go into detail about things. It's a little bit harder when you're out doing the mobile stream. So I like this kind of as a bridge between the other content. We had never done home streams before we started doing them here for during kind of this quarantine situation. So I've enjoyed it. I've liked it. I've liked connecting with you like this. And I think once we start up the vlogs again and we're doing more dining reviews and doing the streams, that this kind of bridges the communication of all of that, and we can sit down and we can talk about that. If you've got questions about, deeper questions about the dining reviews that we've recently done, or we want to talk about things that happen in streams, we can do that. And kind of connect all this together. So I really look forward to it. I'm going to be a lot of fun continuing on. Oh gosh, I see Zip and Steve with a $5 super chat that says, I request Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka to be sung right now. At least the chorus, please. To be sung right now. But I don't have the microphone. You're all missing right now. Steve super chat. This is okay. Really quick. If I sing a little bit of this song right now, Steve super chatted $5. Okay, like really quick. No one super chat anything right now. Please do not super chat. Okay, because I'm being a guy. Completely honest, 100% honest. If I sing this right now, it does not mean that you can super chat and I'm going to sing your song, because tonight's not the singing stream, okay? Tonight's not the singing stream. So if I sing a little bit of this right now, it's just for fun, and it's because I love you guys and because Steve has been asking for this song forever. But if I do, please don't start super chatting songs because I will not sing any more songs other than this one. I'm sorry. I will thank you for your super chat, but I will not sing any other songs other than just a little tiny bit of this song, which now I'm thinking about it and I'm trying to think if I know the words of it. But I know what could happen here, and I want to prevent that because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Understood? This is just for Zip and Steve and everyone who requested it. So, oh man, now you gotta come put me on the spot. Please sing "Welcome to the Jungle" by Guns N' Roses. CH, you're hilarious. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. Kids are sleeping, by the way. If you wanna view paradise, just simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. I forget the words. There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. There you go, guys. Big off the spot. Don't know the words very well, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Steve Swirl with a $5 super chat that says, you have the voice of Jesus and Fergie. Okay, you are the best. I love you, brother. We all do. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. The kids are gonna come in here now. They're gonna be like, Daddy's singing. It's okay to get out of bed. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed it. It sounded rough to me, but I hope you enjoyed it. Sarah's in the Starbucks line. Well, enjoy Starbucks. That sounds fantastic right now. I would love to have some Starbucks. Cory, do you like Willy Wonka? We've talked about it before. 3 favorite movies, and Willy Wonka is one of my favorite. I love Gene Wilder. One of the greatest actors. There's so much about that movie that when you learn, and I think we've talked about it on the stream before, but there's a lot of little bits about that you don't know. So those of you who remember, Gene Wilder, when we first meet Willy Wonka for the first time, and he comes out of the building, he's got the cane, and he's kind of walking with a limp. You guys remember this. This is classic. This is classic Willy Wonka, right? He's coming out, he's got the cane, he's on that cobblestone walkway, and the cane gets stuck, and then he goes to reach out, and there's no cane, and then he kind of falls forward and does that somersault and hops up. I was blown away the day that I heard that was completely improv. That was not written into the script. Even the producer, no one knew it was going to happen. And he did it. He did it the first take. If I remember this correctly, what we see is the very first take of that. I think they filmed it a couple more times, but that was something that he did. Just he did that himself, and the thing that blew me away, because again, Gene Wilder, fantastic, was when he was interviewed and he was asked about it, and they asked him, they're like, well, why, like, why do this like somersault thing and come out and pretend you're walking with a limp when you have no limp? And this is where the genius comes in. He said, the reason I did it was so the children, he was tying the story together. He was setting the character. He was creating a character that for the children in the movie, but part of the story. He said, I did it because from that point forward, for the rest of the whole story, the kids would never know if I was telling the truth or not. Because from the moment they saw him, he started as someone he wasn't and then tricked them. And the idea was it would set the tone for what would be the rest of the movie. It's incredible to even think that someone would think, like, let's throw that in there. It's a very iconic scene of the movie. Arjons with a $4.99 super chat that says, great singing, Cory. Arjons, I appreciate that very much, Richie. And we miss you, buddy, so much. Brian with a $10 super chat that says, I'm just a casual follower from Arizona. Enjoy your live stream yesterday. Thank you for the beautiful song. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Thank you for that $10 super chat. And Chuckster with a $9.99 super chat that says, thanks for the song. You got it. Thank you so much, Chuckster. We really appreciate that. Thank you for being here and being a part of the stream. I really appreciate it. Cory, you should dress like Willy Wonka for Halloween. That would be fun. I would love that. And it'd be so much fun. Yeah, just a really cool thing about Willy Wonka, about Gene Wilder there. And there's a lot of other neat things about that movie too. That's really cool. It's someone that I would have loved to have met at some point. It was interesting. He went very quiet and dark for a long time. After making the movies that he did that made him popular, and he just decided he didn't want to act anymore. And when people asked him, like, why, there's a if you guys are interested in this, there is an interview with Gene Wilder back from only like a year or two before he passed away, and there is a really good just kind of hearing his mindset of like, well, why didn't you act anymore? And he goes, there was never a good script. He's like, movies were different than they were back then. And he goes, things changed. Society changed. He's like, he said things along like the vulgar nature of movies and how society had changed with our new generation. And he was like, you know, he goes, back in the day when I was doing movies, he goes, when you cursed in a movie, there was a reason for why you were cursing, and it was to make a point, or for, you know, it was written into the script with a purpose. And he goes, a lot of these scripts today, it's just used, the words are just used like they're any other word in the scripts. And he goes, it makes no sense to me. And it was just hilarious to hear him talk about like how he just did not care for the style of a lot of modern day movies and the way they're written. And it's just a very interesting interview to listen to him talk. So I would highly recommend going and watching that interview. It's available on YouTube. Just search Gene Wilder from back a few years ago. I think I missed. Preston says, Cory, I thought you were at Disney Springs, not Epcot, LOL. Your backdrop. Preston, I'm glad you like the backdrop, buddy. It's so good to see you. Yeah, it does look a little bit like Epcot, but so good to see you, Preston, buddy. Welcome to the stream. So, Yeah, it's been fun, guys. Totally have gone on these totally different paths tonight. We've talked about a bunch of different things, and the whole point here was to talk about our experience yesterday at Disney Springs, and yet we went to Chicken Guy. We talked about that idea of doing mobile ordering and how I think that could help out a lot. Ryan, so good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Is so good to see you here tonight. So thanks for being here. Um, I went and got I went and got the milkshake, and then Marshall Man and I went and sat over in the shade over by the Characters in Flight big hot air balloon. And I gotta say, at that point, guys, when we sat there, and now we had been inside for a while, and then we came out, the heat was like getting to me. I was like, man, this is brutal. Like it really like started to weigh on me. And I'm like, I want to do one more lap around. We had so many people that were watching and still just joining because everyone was joining at different times. I mean, around that time, it was like lunchtime over on the West Coast. And so I was like, man, people are going to lunch on the West Coast over in California. They're going to start joining, want to see what's going on, and I want to be here and show them. So I pushed it a little longer probably than I should have. Well, I definitely pushed it about 2.5 minutes longer than I should have. But we went and we wanted to do at least one more nice lap around. Marshmallow Man was over it. He went to the car and turned the air on, which I gotta say I appreciated because once we got back to the car, once I got back to the car, it was like an ice cube because he had a freezing cold in there. So I appreciate that. R. Johns of the $4.99 super chats. Congratulations, Cory. You made Sam's TikTok. I forgot about TikTok and I forgot about Sam. Sam likes to put me on TikTok. Did she put a filter over my face to make me look like the scary Johnny Depp Willy Wonka singing Pure Imagination? Because I would not put it past her. Pete McDevitt with a $4.99 super chat that says, now we need to go live to Indiana as Steve sings Rick James Super Freak. Now, I would super chat $5 for that. That would be fantastic. Rick James, he could do it too, but we would need him to do it in the costume, the ballerina costume. I think that would be something that we would make part of the stipulation. If he's gonna sing, he's gotta do that. I will really quick. We had a PayPal from yesterday, kind of right as the stream ended, that I didn't get to say on stream. But Danielle with a $5 PayPal from yesterday that said, I found you through Resort TV One and love your channel. Thanks for the great live stream today and for every stream that brings us closer to the magic. Danielle, thank you. I hope you're watching. I apologize. Sometimes these things come in and I don't see them right towards the end of the stream. Thank you for that $5 PayPal from yesterday, and we really appreciate you and appreciate the support here on the channel very, very much. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, it got hot, guys. It really did, and we did I did the loop around, and I was just done. And so ended the stream and went and got some. But so another quick funny story that happened right after the stream ended. So as soon as the stream disconnected, I was packing away the streaming equipment, the gimbal and everything, and guy walks up to me, and he was obviously like a manager there in Disney Springs. And I won't say his name, but he came up and he said, are you Cory? And I was like, yeah, which those of you who have been watching the stream, the channel here for a long time, you know what I mean when I say my heart kind of sunk. But he's like, are you Cory? And I had just been streaming, and I was like, oh no, not this again. And he's like, and I said, yeah, I'm Cory. And he goes, were you just live streaming on YouTube? And I was like, oh, again, don't know where this is going. I was like, yeah, I just finished live streaming on YouTube. And he goes, and then he starts laughing. And as soon as he started laughing, I was like, oh, okay, all right, this that wasn't going where I thought it was gonna go. And he goes, do you he goes, so I have a buddy who is uh, like I think he is like an executive at Disney that's out in California that just called me and told me that I was on a live stream on YouTube. That he saw me on a live stream on YouTube, and I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, we were just laughing about it because he's like, man, I'm watching you on YouTube, and he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, there, Cory Meets World. He's there streaming, and you're on his stream, and it was really funny that he came to find me and say hi, and he just thought it was cool that his buddy was watching from somewhere at Disney over in California and saw it. So it's really cool. I love that. I love it when we do have people like cast members who either recognize us, because we do have cast members that have talked to us and recognize us that watch the channel, but also ones that like other people notify them. They're like, hey, you're on the stream, go say hi, type of thing. Which like someone yesterday came up and wanted to. He's like, my wife or family member said to come find you, and I found you, so now I'm gonna take your picture. It was like a Where's Waldo type of thing. And he's like, pictures. He didn't want a picture with me. He just wanted to take a picture of me to basically say he found me. I felt like Pokemon. I felt like he had caught me with his app. Like we found the we found Pikachu, and he caught me with this. Oh my gosh, that's genius. We need to make a streamer like Catch 'em All app, and so when you guys find us in the parks, you can come up to us and like catch us with the app. That's an idea. Could you imagine you guys come into Walt Disney World and go into Magic Kingdom to hunt us down, hunt me and Josh and Jen and everyone down with to get your points on your app? That's crazy. It's funny. It's a really funny idea, but it's also crazy. But yeah, it was really cool, and that ended our day there at Disney Springs, and even at that point, things weren't crazy busy, and I think it was I left there going, this was a successful opening. I felt like Disney did a great job with everything that they did and that they put in place. I hit my desk and that happens. And everything that they put in place and the guidelines that they put out for everyone to follow. And I think that where things may have fell short, or where things obviously fell short, you can find the pictures out there and you're like, has nothing to do with Disney, nothing to do with Disney staff, and nothing to do with the policies that they put in place to help us keep as safe as we can. These were decisions that individuals made to not follow the rules that were put in place. If you don't stop at the stop sign, you risk running into another car. It's as simple as that. The rules are put into place for a reason. And when people don't follow the rules, there's only so much that you can hold an organization, a company accountable for. You got to hold the people accountable for doing the right thing. And that's what I'll say about yesterday, is that I feel like everyone that I saw that was a Disney cast member was going above and beyond, doing what they needed to do to follow the rules, to do what they could do to keep things as clean as possible. And where things fell short is the people who did not want to follow those rules and deliberately just didn't do it. And we saw some of those, and you've seen more in pictures and videos. I hold Disney zero responsible for that, and I hold all the people who were not following those rules responsible for that. And we need to hold people accountable for those sorts of things. So I feel Disney did a great job yesterday, and I know that they will continue to do a great job as things continue and we move closer to an actual opening date. Andy, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, I know we promised no super chats for additional song requests, but that performance deserves this and more. I have chills. Amazing. Andy, thank you so much for that $10 super chat. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that super chat. Were the menus disposable? Yes, the menus were disposable at the restaurants. At least all the ones that we went to, they were disposable. But again, great day. And now that we look towards the future, we look forward to what is to come. Guys, a lot of news. Yesterday, as we were leaving, this is kind of interesting. As we got in the car and we're pulling out of the parking garage at Disney, I turn up the radio, and it's Vice President Mike Pence talking from Orlando with the governor of Orlando, with the Orlando City Mayor, and I believe there were multiple people there representing Disney, Universal, the Orlando theme parks, and it was all a discussion about opening up theme parks, and it was really interesting to be pulling out of Disney Park, like literally pulling out of the parking garage, turning up the radio, and listening to the vice president in town talking about the steps and plans for presenting your planned reopenings and all of that. And then today we get the news. Legoland is officially put in their plan and is planning to open June 1st here. Will be one of the first ones to open up is Legoland on June 1st, and Universal coming out now with the starting to have cast members back on June 1st. Some phased openings with pass holders, ultimately leading to everyone welcome back on I believe it's the 5th. So really interesting to hear that coming out of Universal. I'm not going to pretend that I know every detail. I know that was at least the submitted plan. I don't know if it's been approved by everyone yet, but I know that is what Universal at least was shooting for from the news that I read. Also, we know that Disney Springs starts its second phase of openings, which actually opens some of the Disney spots in Disney Springs, like World of Disney, and others are opening up on the 27th. And yes, Noah, I am actually on the media list for Kennedy Space Center, and I got the email yesterday with all the details about their limited opening starting on May 28th. So that'll be next Thursday is when the Space Center, the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex out here will open. A lot of interesting stuff going on here in Central Florida right now, guys, because with the theme parks, there's going to be a lot of spotlight on Walt Disney World and Disneyland once they announce their stuff too, and how things open back up and how things go. But then we've got the Space Center too here in Central Florida. And also, if you guys don't know, if you don't follow it as closely, we hear a lot about it in our local news here because we're local. The 27th, guys, a week from yesterday, on the 27th, we will be launching, SpaceX will be launching the first Americans into space since the space shuttle retired. It's pretty exciting here in Central Florida at the idea of astronauts taking flight into space again from here on our space coast in Central Florida, and I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited. I love the space program. I grew up loving it, and again, living anywhere here within Central Florida. I mean, even on the West Coast, you can see a lot of the launches. You grow up seeing the launches. I miss the space shuttle so much, especially those night launches of the space shuttle were incredible. And I'm really excited to see Americans go back into space on top of the Falcon. It's gonna be pretty amazing, and I look forward to it. And so once that starts up, and it'll be more regular, because once that gets going, it'll be a more regular thing. Make sure, guys, that if you ever have the opportunity, you're here visiting Walt Disney World, and you want to see a launch, if there is a launch scheduled, make the trip over to the coast. It is not very far. It's like an hour to get to the coast and find a spot to watch the launch. The launches are incredible, and especially to see a manned launch into space is something pretty. It's something pretty spectacular, and I know many of you have never seen a launch before, and it's spectacular. So if you ever have the opportunity to take a break from your trip at Disney and come over to the coast and watch it, do it. You'll definitely enjoy it. Rob Faith with a $10 super chat that says, thanks for the past 2 days streams. Just a lot of great information. Really appreciate you bringing it to us. Thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here and for your support. It means a lot to us. Sean asked if we were going to be over at the Space Center on the Space Coast for the launch on Wednesday. There is not a plan for that. I wish, and I don't know, now that you said that, it makes me want to, but we'll see. We will see what happens. But yeah, even so, I just talked about, coming over to the coast, going over to the coast to watch a launch. Go over and visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. It's amazing. It is, you can stand right underneath a space shuttle, like the Space Shuttle Atlantis, and it really is incredible to see the space shuttle, to see the old Saturn V rocket, the rocket that took men to the moon, and see just the size of all of that. It's pretty incredible. So I would highly recommend that you make it out there and go check it out. You won't be disappointed. It is like a museum like no other, because it's an active museum. It's like you've got these relics of space travel history and American history, but you also have an active, living, breathing, like, launch facility, which is pretty awesome. You take that bus tour and you go out around the launch pads, and it's definitely a memory that you'll never forget if you've never done it before. And we hope to do more with the Space Center in the future. But make sure that if you get a chance, ooh, wow, it's hailing the size of marbles here in Deltona. That's nasty. Hail is no joke. It can really cause some nasty damage. My last live and close-up launch was the Space Shuttle 1996 from a boat in the inland waterway. I've been right there, Tim. It's incredible. Especially the night launches are insane. It is like I have been right on the coast for a night launch, right on the beach for a night launch, and from this, even with the rockets today, it lights up a lot. But back in the space shuttle days, when you had the 2 solid rocket boosters and the main engines of the shuttle, that thing would literally was like the sun was rising. It was unbelievable. And I heard stories of people who would say they'd be there. There's 528, which is the highway that runs from I-4 right near Walt Disney World, is the direct kind of eastbound shot to the East Coast, and takes you right to Port Canaveral, where the cruise ships are, and go on your Disney cruise and all that. But Stephanie's saying the weather's picking up. I can hear it out there. But I've heard stories of people saying that they've been on that highway going down 528 at night before, going towards the Space Coast, and there was a shuttle launch and they didn't know about it, and they thought the world was coming to an end, because you're just looking out in front of you at darkness, and all of a sudden the sky just lights up like there's like an atomic bomb going off or something. And I've heard stories of people going, I didn't know what was going on, but I was sure the world was coming to an end. And I also, a story someone told me one time too, a friend of mine, that he was on his way to the coast on the same road on 528, and suddenly, this was during the day, suddenly cars started like all pulling off the road, and he thought that there was like emergency vehicles back behind him or something, and he's looking, there's no emergency vehicles, but randomly cars are just pulling off the road, and then people are getting out of the cars, and he had no idea like what was going on, and then everyone's looking up into the sky, and again freaking him out. He's like, "What?" And there was a shuttle launch, and these people were listening on the radio. They knew it was about to launch, so they all pulled off of the highway to get out of their cars to watch the launch. And it's pretty interesting to hear some of those stories. But it becomes kind of like just normal here in Central Florida, growing up with seeing all the space shuttles and everything. Well, I really appreciate all of you so much. It's been fun. It's been a fantastic night. I'm glad that that I was able to come on and spend a little bit of time with you tonight, kind of reminisce about yesterday's stream. Again, not gonna let myself get down on something that I can't control, but we've learned now what we'll do differently next time. And to all of you who enjoyed yesterday's stream, thank you for being there and for being a part of it. And I very much look forward to all the streams to come from Disney Springs, from all the parks. There's going to be so much fun happening. And as we move back into getting things open, there'll be more and more of it. And there will be the streams from home too. We'll have a great time. And oh wait, he's wrapping up. I'll stay. Or are you about to head out, Zip? Movie night with wifey. Yeah, we're about to end. Thank you so much. You have an amazing movie night with your wife, Zip. And again, guys, I don't know if I did this on the stream from Disney Springs or not, but we're going to do it right now, Zip, so stay there. And go find, is the wifey right there with you? Is Nicole there with you? Guys, in the stream, there's 530 people right now. 530 people. If I can get every single one of you to, in the stream, inside of the chat right now, say congratulations to Zip and Nicole with hearts on their announcement of their new addition coming to the family. They're having a baby, and I'm so excited for it. They just announced it the other day on a stream, and it's really awesome. Like, you know, I remember when the first time when we found out we were pregnant with Taylor, and then that excitement of the first time, the excitement then which sunk into fear of this is actually happening. We've been trying to, we decided to have a baby, and then now we're having one, and now I'm scared to death because we're having a baby. That was, but it was exciting nonetheless. And then when we got pregnant with Lucy, and it was the second, still just as exciting. A little less fearful because I knew what we were getting ourselves into, but also a little bit of a different kind of fear because I knew what was going to happen, and at least I was a little bit blind to it the first time. But so happy for Zip and Nicole and PJ. PJ is going to be a big brother, and it's very, 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 very exciting times for anyone in their family. To get that kind of news. And Zip and Nicole, great friends of ours, and a big part of our community. And you know, it's so much fun. There's few things in life that you celebrate to this level of just being, because it's life changing. It changes your life. You're gonna be mom and dad to a new baby. It's amazing, right? It changes the whole course of everything. It's such a big thing, and it's a big deal, and it should be celebrated. So congratulations to Zip and Nicole. And Nicole, $9.99 super chat. This is thank you, Cory, you're the best. You have to do that. $9.99. We appreciate you, Nicole. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of you in the chat for wishing congratulations to Zip and Nicole. Really, really exciting news, and I appreciate you guys so much. I'm not crying. You are, Zip, you're amazing, buddy. And I know how excited you are talking to Zip kind of alone off stream. Zip is very excited, and that makes me so happy. So congratulations, guys. I hope for the best, Nicole. I hope you continue to feel better. I know that there's been some tough days, like there always is with the morning sickness things and things like that. But the prayers that everything continues to go smooth and exciting. Exciting times, guys. All right, I can't think of a better way to end the stream than with talking about amazing news like that. You guys are incredible. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined us. We're going to continue to have a great time here on the channel, and I appreciate you coming in and smashing that subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up. Helps us out a lot. Just smash it, and then also make sure that you are subscribed and that you have the notifications turned on. And also make sure that you go and follow us on Instagram. I got a cool picture I'm gonna post here as soon as we're done, so make sure you check Instagram in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna have a cool picture up there from Disney Springs yesterday. When we first got there, it was like the first picture we took. It's kind of cool. Go check it out. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram is Cory Meets WLD. Mods put it in the chat. Twitter, Cory Meets WLD, and then Facebook, Cory Meets World. And follow us. Go subscribe to our email list. I sent an email out today, so in case you don't catch the stream alert. I know this was a last-minute stream decision. If you don't catch it on one of the social media platforms, you can be on our email list. It's corymeetsworld.com/email. Quick and easy. Name, email address. You will be on the mailing list, and when I announce the streams, I shoot an email out with a link to it. All of that. And it makes it nice and easy. And we've been doing giveaways too, and we'll have more coming up soon on for the mailing list only. So you got to be on the mailing list to win. And then we'll announce it, and then we'll do a drawing from the mailing list, that sort of thing. Thank you guys so much. Follow us on all the things. Go subscribe to all our friends. Zippity Doodad, a great channel to follow, especially if you want to hear about all the exciting news coming up and everything that he's going to be going through. I just can't wait to hear all the stories and stuff. Zippity Doodad is here. Steve's World, Brandy and Dave, the Shep family, Resort TV 1, all of our friends, guys. So many great friends, so many great channels. And make sure to tune in tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern to Resort TV 1. They will be live and having fun. Go subscribe to our good friends, Resort TV 1, and catch them tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a fantastic time. I'm going to turn up the music here, but you know what that means. When the music comes up, it means that we're getting close, right? It's winding down. It's been winding down. I probably should have turned the music up a little bit earlier, but it's here. It's winding down. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Remember to, hashtag stay warm. If you're in a place where it's not warm, I'm going to hashtag stay dry because it's raining out there. It's thundering. And I'm probably going to go to sleep because it's like my favorite time to sleep is when there's like this thunder and stuff. But again, thank you so much for joining us again here tonight, all of you, and all of your amazing support. See you next week, guys.